The White House gates have been vandalized. The streets are strewn with trash. But the biggest insult is here in Lafayette Park with General Lafayette. The Palestinian flag was raised and it still remains. And they have this free Palestinian graffiti. They have it here. The General Lafayette and his compatriots, free Palestine. They have raised the Palestinian flag on the grounds of the White House at Lafayette Park. And walk around with me. Look at this. I've never been so outraged. They've raised the Palestinian flag. And more graffiti. More graffiti. Look at this. Free Palestine. You see this? Free Palestine. And look at this sign. Look at this sign. Decolonize Palestine. Decolonize the United States. Workers' World Party. It is unreal. It is unreal. I hate to even touch it. This is what we've become. How can we allow this? How can the law enforcement watch for somebody to raise the Palestinian flag on the ground of the people's house and we got to pay for this cleanup?
Hey there, guys. Welcome to the channel. So, yeah, man, you just saw that. This is where we're at as a country. And you, if you voted for, or if you plan to vote for, or if you ever dared said anything nice about Donald Trump at any time, you are a right-wing MAGA extremist. You're a clear and present danger to democracy. But the people who did that, those are just constitutionally protected lovers of peace. They might be a little misunderstood, but those are just lovers of peace. Not a big deal. But, I mean, I really want to know. Here's what I want to know. How is it that we keep letting the media craft this insane narrative after freaking everything, man? After the entire summer of love, after violent protests in just about every city you could possibly name, and after mobs are literally outside the White House vandalizing Lafayette Park and calling for bad things to happen to the guy who they now are calling Genocide Joe, which is clever, I'm not going to lie. But I'll show you exactly what I mean in a minute, guys. But thanks to everyone who's been subscribing and leaving such great comments. Really appreciate the support, guys. If you haven't joined us already, please help us to continue to grow. Like, comment, subscribe, most importantly, share the channel. So, I mean, really, man, how can the mainstream liberal media continue to just ignore, anything that is contrary to their BS narrative that domestic violent extremism is a product of the right? And, I mean, they really do believe that all the actions, that anyone's actions should be first judged through like their political affiliation, right? That doesn't make any sense. Even something like taking over a government building or calling for violence against government employees, if the left does it, that's just First Amendment protected, beautiful protests. That's what the founders envisioned. But if some group believed to be on the right does it, then it's an insurrection. And just take a listen to a true believer.
And see, the resolution seems much more focused on January 6th than it does on October 7th. Throughout its pages, Marjorie Taylor Greene describes this act of civil disobedience from a bunch of left-wing Jewish groups that are critical of Israel's government, this act as an insurrection. This is not an insurrection. It might be a bunch of folks with whom you disagree. It might be a bunch of people you think are misguided, acting in a way you don't like. But this is not an insurrection.
Yeah, so what you just saw there, those are people who are not authorized to be in the Cannon office building. That's where your congressperson has their office, by the way. And the Secret Service and the Capitol Police, they arrested at least 300 people. Arrested, by the way, they're not going to lead to anything even close, even almost as serious as even the lightest treatment of any of the January 6 protesters. But, of course, as Jake Tapper so eloquently puts it, those are just people you might disagree with. Now, of course, we have just the most recent example of unhinged leftists turning their protests into vandalism, into violence, into property destruction, because they're unhappy with the policies of Genocide Joe. And, of course, the liberal media, they completely 100% ignored 100,000 pro-Hamas freaking terror simps, all pissed off at Joe Biden, basically taken over the Capitol, and they ignore it.
And he is a member of the Palestinian youth movement.
So yeah, I mean, while I definitely do not disagree with their message, I don't share anything close to their reasons, right? I don't like Joe either, but we are not the same. But I mean, look, you know, what did the Democrats think was going to happen as a result of them literally allowing this stuff? They supported and they defended, you know, the Roe v. Wade rioters, the BLM rioters, the Antifa rioters. You know, for the last 3 years they've been doing this. What did they think was going to happen? Did they really think that it would never turn itself on them? I mean, do they really not understand? There's a very, very simple truth, guys. You can never, ever, ever be woke enough. And the woke will always, I mean, always, in the end, they will have to turn on each other or they'll run out of targets. These people just don't get it, man. Did they think if they were going to go easy on them? No, they're not going to go easy on you. They don't go easy. They don't hold back. They've been led to believe that this behavior is okay. And, you know, look at what is really going on here. An angry mob trying to scale the White House fence, waving another country's flag. If that is not an insurrection, guys, then what is?
Fucking cowards!
Palestine with genocide!
Now, guys, in the comments, please just venture a guess. What would have actually happened? What would the Secret Service have probably done if those were a bunch of FBI surveilled radical right-wing nutty Christian extremists rattling the White House fence, trying to carry a flag over the White House fence? I don't think it would have ended well for those people. And guys, I promise you, this behavior, this 100,000 person strong angry mob, they haven't even made the local evening news. And why do you think that is? You know, because it just doesn't fit the narrative. It doesn't move the ball forward for these people. These people will never, ever be held accountable. They'll never be called out, and they'll never let up. This is going to be a serious problem. I believe that. But anyway, that's just my take, guys. Let me know your take in the comments. If you haven't already, please make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. We'll see you in the next one.